All right. Hi, everyone. How are we this evening? It's great to see you. I've got a couple of cameras here, so I'm just looking at a couple of different places. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to jump on and join me. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day and evening. Here we go. There's some people joining on now. All right, so I'm just introducing myself. So my name's Maria, and I actually just started a challenge called the 30-day live challenge, No Excuses. And this is a challenge where I'm going to spending 30 days doing a Facebook series of all different topics, and with guest experts around any specific topic, specifically for business, relationships, health, or any of the sort. And if you've got any requests that you prefer something to hear about, do let me know, and I'd love to be able to share that content. So today what we're going to be talking about is how to move from perfection and procrastination and actually get into a space where you can be a powerhouse leader. But I just want to ask you first, have you ever found yourself knowing all the knowledge and the tools, but you keep finding yourself stuck in this really hot mess that you feel stagnated? Have you found as though yourself that you're just waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right piece of the puzzle, or you're waiting for it to feel right, or you're waiting for someone to tell you something in order to take action on something? Now, I know what this is like because I've actually been there. I used to be a person who would only drive action based on perfection. And you know what? When I was in a space where I was using perfection as the driver, I never actually got anything done. I never actually took 100% action in what I wanted because I was afraid of it not always being the perfect way that I always wanted it. And holding on to perfection, it only sets you up for disappointment, and you can easily let yourself down, which causes you to wanting to procrastinate and not actually take any action. Hey Tony, if you're jumping on, give me some love. I'd love to know where you're from, and also that you can hear me clearly, so as I can see who's actually listening on here. So if you feel as though you're preventing yourself from actually taking any action, it could be that you're self-doubting yourself in your own capabilities, which aren't allowing you to achieve your goals and also to get the results that you want. And this commonly happens is because we tell ourselves a story that we might fail, that we're worried about what other people might think, or we might actually let other people down. And this prevents us from moving forward in what we want, specifically around business and leadership, right? You might have a manager who might be great at managing, but not necessarily great at leading. And the reason being is because they only focus on the present now, and they may only want to get results for the now, which prevents them from actually having a visionary vision for the future. So for someone that focuses on just the now, will only see what's happening now, which prevents them from actually creating a bigger vision, which makes them terrified of failing. And when we're terrified of failing, it creates a sense of self-doubt. And therefore, when unable to lead other people within a group or within our team to be able to do that, and because we're afraid of letting them down and also ourselves. This is quite silly, right? And if only we're able to just remove those limiting beliefs and those decisions from our mind to be able to create that bigger vision and to take action on that vision, we would actually create the life or business that we actually want. And it would be worth it, right? I know that you would do anything and everything to take action on what you want, to have what you want in your life. But the thing is, half the people just settle because of this. They settle in their comfort zone. They settle in their circle of perfectionism, and it prevents them from actually living their full potential and their greatness and being true leaders of what they can actually do and be. So for those of you who want the specific definition, hey Sandra, how are you? Great to see you on here. So perfectionism is actually a personality trait characterized by striving for flawlessness and setting high performance standards, accompanied by critical evaluations and concerns regarding other people's evaluations. So technically, you're setting your standards so high that you're worried about failing, but therefore you're also worried about what other people might think, which in turn prevents you from taking any action, and you sit and procrastinate, and you but the thing is, you do this unconsciously when you are doing it. And just to let you know, procrastination is not laziness. It's just a learnt behavior or a pattern that we're running in our unconscious mind that we're not conscious about that's happening. So therefore, we may have like a low tolerance to frustration and failure, which is why we tend to default back to that, that behavior. And sometimes you might perceive challenges as too great or too grand because of the high standards that you might be setting upon yourself that prevents you from actually taking any action on those. And did you know that actually people procrastinate when they view concrete tasks in abstract forms? Now that's quite interesting, right? So for example, people actually delay tasks based on the fact that they have these high standards, and they repeatedly do that, which creates the unconscious pattern within the mind. So in business specifically, as procrastination is the killer of all hope and success, because fear is the base driver of this. Fear is what prevents us from taking action, and fear is what sets those high standards, which keeps us below that line, that 99% line. And all we have to do is simply change that behavior so as we take action on that 1% to be able to reach our full potential and our greatness. And, this is based just a simple decision of just deciding. But the common theme here is that because fear is such the biggest driver, we need to be able to remove those negative emotions and learnt behaviors from previous events that you may have experienced, to be able to move forward and reinstall a new behavior for you to be able to step up and take action and becoming the leader of who you really are. So I have done this a lot in the past. For example, Facebook Lives. Now I can jump on a live and I can do the live. However, previously I had such high expectations that I would record it, I would procrastinate on it, I would practice in front of the mirror. There are so many reasons why I would give myself as to what I could keep doing better rather than just taking action on doing it. And I would love to know in the comments if that is something that you've experienced, whether it be within your business or whether it be in life in general, because most leaders have this trait. Most leaders have this problem, but true leaders know when to identify and know when to move through it very quickly. And to be able to guide a team or guide others when they're going through exactly the same thing is the most profound experience as a leader, because you're able to make an impact and change those behaviors of those persons for them to be able to work through and achieve their greatest potential. So it's a journey of achievement, and for us to be able to take that journey and really identify what actions need to be taken in place. Hey Sandra, yes, that's right. We need to take action on everything that we want. And if we're holding back, it's not going to allow us to really do what we want in our lives. And sometimes the journey that we go on can be bumpy and it can take long, or we can take a shorter road, or we can take it on a faster pace to get there. And what I have found was when I actually was working with a coach, they were able to help me move through my own perfectionism that I had, and it escalated the results with it that I had within my business, within my relationships, and also within my health. Because perfectionism can affect all areas of life as a whole. And if we're not clear on what we want and we're holding back because of what people might think, what happens if I fail, what will other people say or do, how will I look, what will I say, constantly self-doubting and constantly not allowing us to just be who we are and just be completely honest, raw and vulnerable, because that's what people love, that's what people connect with. And until I decided to actually do that, people didn't really know who I was. People didn't really understand who Maria was until I just stepped up and I just completely opened and vulnerably be who I was without that perfection and took action on what I want. So what I'm going to say is, you're probably wondering, how is this possible? How do you let go of perfection and let go of procrastination to be able to have whatever it is that you want? We want to create a positive outcome rather than a negative outcome. So when we're setting goals and we're thinking about how are we going to achieve them, we want to think about what is it that is positive for us to be able to achieve this. So if, let's say, if you were to do a public speaking gig, let's say, what is it that's going to give me, rather than what is it going to, what is it stopping me from doing? Is it stopping me from standing in front of other people, worried of what other people think? Or am I actually up there empowering other people and making a positive impact in their lives and in their business? And what results will that give me? So I'm going to show you some ways in how to change that. And the first one is, you just simply need to do something. Action is better than no action. I have this post-it note that I have up on my mirror, and it says action is better than no action, because if you don't simply do something, you won't get anything. So done is better than perfect. So I highly suggest writing that down, and that simply breaks the cycle of not doing anything. Hey guys, thank you for jumping on. Give me some love if you're just jumping on. I'd love to know where you're from and if you can hear me. Hey Joel, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, number 2 is just re-examine your standards. What standards are you actually setting for yourself? Are they realistic? Are you setting them in a way that you're able to work through strategically, day, weekly, and then monthly? And I'm talking about not only just goals, but even just daily tasks and intentions. How critical? What is your self-talk? How critical are you with yourself? Do you say empowering statements to yourself, or do you have a negative self-reflection within yourself when you're doing your tasks and your projects? Do you have I am statements that you say to yourself? I am powerful. I am a leader. I am a person that gets results. I am successful. What do you actually say to yourself? So think about statements that actually resonate with you, and before you actually do a task, say these statements to yourself to be able to empower yourself to move through the perfectionism to take action. Okay. So look at the bigger picture. Number 3, making sure that you're looking at the picture as a whole, the goal as a whole, the task as a whole. Because what happens is commonly we get stuck in analysis paralysis, which is also looking at too much detail. And this is quite common with business owners as well as leaders, and anyone that's trying to really just get it right, but just right is never right enough. And it's because we're just looking in so much detail that we're not looking at what is the bigger goal, what is the bigger purpose, and what is the biggest vision for what you're doing with the task. Okay, 4thly, share your work in progress. Get accountable. Get someone that can keep you accountable with what you're doing. And also, for example, so I'm doing the 30-day life challenge. And this is a way for me to be able to keep accountable with my lives for 30 days, and I get to share 30 days worth of massive value and content with you guys, and I'm so excited about that. So I'm not only accountable to the group of women that I've for the challenge, but also to the people that watch me every single day. So get yourself accountable. If you're someone also with content writing, for those of you who are in business, if you are one of those people, because I know I used to do this, is write your content in a draft and then read it, change it, and then keep changing it, and then go back and forth with it, is put it in a draft folder and have someone that can actually read it as well with you to keep you accountable for that. So as when it's done, you put it up and it's done, it's finished. There's no more going back and forth. Okay, and then the fifth one is set realistic goals. So reassess your goals, measure them. How long do you need to achieve these goals? Hey Carol, thanks so much for jumping on. Set your goals, make sure they're measurable. Know how long you need to be able to take to achieve that, and break it down monthly, weekly, even daily. Even break your day down to hourly in being able to achieve that goal as well, so you know exactly what's going to happen, rather than thinking about that one specific goal going, oh my god, how am I going to do this? Simply reverse engineer it is the bottom line. Okay. And then sixth thing is to break the addiction of comparison with yourself and others. So perfectionism is commonly seen as comparing yourself with others, especially with social media these days. It's such a common thing to be able to, most people that will be looking at other people, comparing themselves. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. I should be doing this. However, in saying that, what we just simply need to do, which is what I do, is follow people or look for people that actually empower you. Look for people that actually inspire you, and follow those people that will be able to add value within your own, not only life, but within your own mindset for you to step up and also to focus and take action on your goals. If you're focusing on people that are continuously comparing themselves with others as well, you'll find yourself, you will fall into that pattern as well. So to live a joyful, happy life, surround yourself with the people that you actually strive and want to be. Okay, so number 7 is do a gut check. Ask yourself, so this is like a self-reflection. Ask yourself, am I striving for excellence? Am I demanding perfection? What am I wanting to get out of this? What am I specifically wanting to achieve by doing what I am doing? Does it really resonate with me? Is it aligned with me? Is it really what I want to be doing, or should I be deviating and moving to something that's more true to me? So do a real gut check, because a lot of the times we can start doing tasks and just go through the motions just because we have to do it. But is it truly aligned with us? So really ask yourself those things. This will help you break, those 7 things will help you break the cycle. So what are they? They are, number 1, it is do something. So always take action, no matter what. Re-examine your standards. Look at the bigger picture, and then share your work in progress. So get accountable, set realistic goals, and break the pattern of comparison with others. And 7th thing, do a gut check. Ask yourself the valid questions. So there's a great quote that I love, which says, putting it off doesn't make it go away. Getting it done does, which is actually by Ned Hallowell, which is from a book called Driven to Distraction, which is a really good book. So I ask you, what if you could actually take action on everything that you wanted without hesitation, no hesitation whatsoever? How different would your life be? How different would it look? How different would it feel? What kind of people would be in your life? And what would the quality of your life be, even simply to the bottom of your health? So how different would that be? How different would it be if you didn't take any action whatsoever? If you sat, you contemplated, you sat on the fence, you ummed and ahed, and you just kind of went with the flow of things and just really just kind of, as they say, fly under the radar. What would your life look like? It might look like that right now. What kind of people are you hanging around with? What kind of results are you getting? What's your health like? Are you where you want to be right now? So in order to create sustainable change, the best way that I found was actually getting a coach. That had the biggest impact for me, and being able to remove these patterns, these unconscious patterns within the mind, that has been sabotaging all the results that you may be wanting to create in your own life, was by assessing what they are, identifying, and also replacing them with a new pattern and behavior that is so much more resourceful for you to be able to take action. And by having a coach, it allows you to shift much more quickly into what you're wanting to achieve. So remember, I explained to you, you can take the journey. You can either take the long way, you can take a shortcut, you can take a bumpy road, or you can take it with a jet, which gets you there quicker. So getting a coach is like getting a jet plane and getting to your destination super quickly, because it gets you to the results straight away rather than you just trying to figure it out on your own. So I want you to imagine knowing the secrets of what the top entrepreneurs do and how do they continue to achieve growth in their business. They don't achieve growth by procrastinating and perfection. They achieve growth by eliminating everything that's preventing them from getting the results in their business. And you may have tried to be able to get rid of these, with others, on your own, let's say. However, sometimes this can leave you deflated, it can leave you frustrated, and sometimes even fearful because you're afraid of failing again. Now, what I found is that doing an NLP training or learning neuro-linguistic programming, which is what you would be able to reprogram the mind, the unconscious mind, to be able to remove unresourceful patterns, which will allow you to move to a much more resourceful state. This is what can actually get you in progress to be able to achieve the results in your business and your life. So I'm actually running a seminar called the Business Growth Summit on the 8th of June in Sydney, and I want to be able to share with you all the knowledge and the tools to be able to 10x your business and create more profit in your business. So if you're a coach, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, manager, leader, network marketer, if you're wanting someone that's in a 9-to-5 job who wants to get out of it and wants to achieve, making their own money in their own business, then this is for you. I want to show you how to discover the simple strategies to achieve business growth, double your income, so you can live your life now. So you can live your life to what you were putting off with the standards of what you was preventing you from wanting to achieve that. So PM me. Send me a message. I'll put the link below and you'll be able to find out more information. That's on the 8th of June. It's called the Business Growth Summit, and it's a 3-hour event which will deep dive into all the strategies in what the top entrepreneurs use and what has actually worked for me. So proven techniques. So I hope this was really valuable and eventful. So I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow for an awesome session. Have a great night.